Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. So first of all, I want to thank you for subscribing, for sharing, because your support means a lot. The more you share, the more people we are able to help, because this podcast is really about helping people live more successful lives, have more basically successful businesses, wealth, relationships, health, vitality, you name it, all the things that come along with having what we call the complete life. Now, today's topic is very interesting. It's something that isn't new. I'm sure you've heard of this before, but it's about the inability for you as an individual to change anybody else. We see this day in and day out, right? Because this is the work that we do. We work with individuals. We help them change their businesses dramatically, as well as their lives, as well as themselves. But we can't do it for them. As much as we have the expertise, the research, the science behind it, the psychology behind it, we ourselves, so when I say we, our team, our organization, sometimes get disappointed. And we get disappointed because people don't give themselves a chance. I see this a lot. I'll give you an example. When COVID hit, one of the first things that I did was I knew that the economy was going to be hit hard. So I went out and I actually talked to local politicians. I talked to local business owners, local centers of influence, and I said, hey, this is what I'm willing to do. I will do a no-cost platform for business owners who are struggling or will be struggling, and I'm going to do it for free. I don't care how many there are. We're going to put them in a group session, and I'm going to give them the advice, the counsel, the coaching that they need to ensure that they get through COVID the best they can with the least amount of scars that they can. Because some industries just, it was too difficult, like restaurants, but we could have helped them really switch. Here's an example. The restaurants that actually focused on takeout almost immediately actually did better because people still wanted food. They still wanted to not have to cook. So the restaurants that actually adapted that strategy or adapted to that strategy actually were somewhat successful. But what ended up happening was people just didn't want to help themselves. We were having conversations with politicians and they said, we're not sure. We'd rather give people free money. Centers of influence like, I'm not sure. What's the catch? Business owners were like, just too down and out. And it didn't go anywhere. And I was just like, oh my God, people just don't want to help themselves. And again, we on occasion have instances where men come to us, in particular, we work with women as well, and they are desperate. They need help. They are on their last straw. We put out a plan, a strategy, and we know because we've worked with many, many men that there's a high probability of success for them to get through their challenge. And they still don't take us up. They still don't do anything. They still don't shift themselves out of their challenge because there's actually a various number of reasons, but they don't want to change. Sometimes change is too uncomfortable for people, right? Sorrow, pity, sadness, anxiety, depression become a comfort zone for people. And that's their safe spot, unfortunately. So why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because I'm sure that you have someone in your life that you are trying to help or you want to help, but they're just not doing anything about it. And you've sat there and you've put your time, your energy, your resources, your love into this person, and they are still not willing to move. Question is, what do you do? Do you give up? Do you keep going? Well, here's my take on this. Just from my experience, is that you can put as much time, energy into a person and they will not move until they are ready to move. And the majority of time, the people that move are the ones that experience excruciating pain at some point in time. So for men, for example, it may be a divorce. They may be losing half their wealth. It might be a health scare, for example. It might be losing their job, losing their business. But it's some kind of devastating or almost devastating occurrence or event that causes them to say, I need to do things differently. I can no longer go down this path. I can no longer sit in my own pity and my own sorrow. I need to do something about it. Now, notice this. This isn't you bringing someone forward to say this person needs to change. Anytime you bring someone and you try to get someone to change, it's not going to work. You can be there to support them, but they will not change until they are ready. So do not waste your energy. You can provide them the resources. You can provide them the support network. You can provide them the energy that they need to maintain some kind of stability, but you can't change them. Again, why am I saying this? Because I want you to have the energy to be able to be successful in your own life. The more successful you are, when I say successful, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your health, your mental wellness, your emotional wellness, because the higher that goes in terms of your level of personal fulfillment, your personal completeness, the more people you'll be able to help, the stronger you will be. I've seen people stuck in terms of their own growth because they've tried to help others, and those people are not willing to move, so it becomes futile. They may spend months, years, decades, an entire lifetime even trying to help someone, and it has not done anything. I'm not saying that you won't see progress, but you're not seeing the progress that they in particular need. So your mind shot for today is to identify a relationship, a person in your life that you have devoted so much time, energy, resources into, and you're not seeing them change. You need to identify that and have a good conversation with them to say, are you wanting to change or not? Do you want a better life or not? I'm not saying, again, to give up on them. What I'm saying is save your energy. Save your energy for yourself so you can get stronger in your own life, in your own mindset, in your own emotional capacity, so that you could do more good for other people. And just to sum it up, most people don't move. Most people don't change their own behaviors until they feel enough pain that they themselves are motivated to change, and they are the drivers of it. You can never drive someone else's change. I hope this helps, and I wish you the very best. Take care.